South India's #1 travel brand. You know you are special when you're with GT Holidays.
Sell your used phone in 60 seconds on Dofy and get instant cash to upgrade.
Whenever I take a film and I feel that this is absolutely unbelievable, and you believe in that, and you believe in the love story, you believe in the emotions, so that is filmmaking.
I watched Kaho Naa, Pyaar Hai. I'm going to show you a few clips.
I didn't make it as my son's film,
Reaction when you saw these kind of responses.
so I went all out to make a good romantic film because I had never made a romantic film.
So he never used to waste time and he would not call for pack up, he would shoot endlessly. But that day he got so angry and he just told us pack up, and we realized that something has gone wrong.
Sometimes we have to see that no, what the actor is doing is not correct.
There used to be major disagreement sometimes over the music.
I had gone to New Zealand, I had seen the location. So I wanted certain kind of interlude music, and that was not blending with the song. So I told Rajesh, no, you have to put this. So even Hrithik didn't understand at that time.
You know, there was a point when the gunshot episode happened when somebody shot at you. Your son was almost ready to give up acting.
It was a difficult situation because we never expected that this sort of a thing will happen.
क्या हुआ था actually?
Actually, I ducked 4 bullets, which they were firing from in front. For him also, it happened for the first time in his career, he said. The wire was touching some pointed roof, and I could see that Hrithik was a little uncomfortable. He's trying to adjust something, but before I could get up from the chair to ask him, he fell.
The Roshans, a legacy, a name that has been an emotion in the name of cinema for over 6.5–7 decades. A family that has given talent that we as Indians are very proud of. I loved the emotional quotient of the Roshans. It didn't feel like a documentary or a docu-series. It just felt like home. Today I have Rakesh sir joining me for a conversation only on Galatta, India. Thank you so much for doing this, sir. And thank you so much for doing everything that you do for cinephiles, and your family has been doing for cinephiles and music files all over the last few decades. Genuinely saying.
Thank you, my pleasure.
सर लास्ट टाइम हमने बात किया था आपके साथ करण अर्जुन के बारे में, एंड आई कैनॉट किड यू, आई सरप्राइज माई एंटायर फैमिली इन कैलकाटा. दे डिडंट नो दैट आई एम गोना कम देयर एंड सरप्राइज देम इन द मिडल ऑफ दैट फिल्म. एंड आई किड यू नॉट, सर, आई विल सेंड यू दोस वीडियोस. आई वाज सिटिंग एंड देन the movie was playing and I could say every dialogue. Okay, I could say the next dialogue. You've been an emotion to people like us who've grown up in the 90s, especially 80s and 90s. For me, Khoobsurat is one of my most loved films because I could completely feel that I am exactly like Rekha ji's character, always talking and not being taken seriously. How do you penetrate the Indian audience's mind to understand what is going to be relatable and what is going to stay relatable after so many years? After 45 years, that movie is still relatable.
Yeah, you see, before I joined films as an assistant when I was, all from school days, actually, that's why I was sent to boarding school by my father. I used to watch a lot of films. So I've seen so many films that I think it's in my bloodstream, in my DNA now, in my bloodstream, that it's only films. If you remove some blood, you won't get any blood group or something. It'll be filmy blood group. So I've seen so many films, so I know. I don't do it consciously that I have to put masala, I have to do. It comes automatically that I am a common man and I make common man film. And I know what are they going to like and what are they not going to like. But it doesn't happen with every film because you can go wrong with the story.
Yeah.
But where scenes are concerned and where emotions are concerned, it's actually in a way inbuilt.
You know, there's this beautiful part in the series where Hrithik sir actually compliments you and says that my father always believes, and your wife also says that he always believes in doing what is the most challenging or difficult, right? आपने मेरे लास्ट इंटरव्यू में कहा था कि करण अर्जुन के फेथ के बारे में है. इट्स अबाउट द बिलीफ दैट मदर्स बिलीफ. and the actors didn't believe in it. Right in the beginning, that's what you said. He has accepted it on national, international platform like Netflix. That I didn't believe in it till it happened, and I was shocked at the reaction to the same scenes. And he understood what you are actually meaning. But I want to ask you this: that all your films have been about underdogs and about things that people felt or believed that they can never do, and you made them, and sometimes it is not believable at all, but how do you make them believable? Then do you have that belief system कि नहीं आपको लगता है कि ये possible है, that suspension of disbelief?
That is the challenge I take. Whenever I take a film and I feel that this is absolutely unbelievable, people will think अरे ये क्या बनाया है. But if you go to see when you go to see films are films which you take you to another world.
Yeah.
It's not the world where you live in every day. That's what we see every day all around.
True.
A film like Avatar, you go to a different world.
Yeah.
And you believe in that. And you believe in the love story. You believe in the emotions. So that is filmmaking.
Even for a Khoon Bhari Maang, when Rekha ji comes back, like it is Rekha ji, we all know, but we are still believing that others are not realizing it's Rekha ji because there's a makeover. Right? How do you come up with these things? Like, has there ever been like you said, Karan Arjun, it was difficult for you to make others believe. Were there ever challenges in making maybe a Rekha ji believe that, like Rab ne bana di jodi when it happened, people said that it's the same Shah Rukh Khan. Why? How long would it take for Anushka Sharma to understand that this is the same person she's married to? People actually questioned it. But even now, they have not questioned Khoon Bhari Maang. It's the same. Like she comes back in the second half. How did you make her believe that?
You see, I make Rekha believe that?
Yeah.
No. See, what happens with the Rekha in the first part, she has got a birthmark over here and she's very simple and very ordinary looking. And when she comes to the second half, she's absolutely
diva,
absolutely, she has changed herself completely. So the resemblance between both of them are little less.
Yeah.
So is in Kaho Naa, Pyaar Hai also. When the first boy dies, the second boy Raj, though they look alike, but they are very different.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
But when I'm telling you I met Amisha, I watched Kaho Naa, Pyaar Hai. I'm going to show you a few clips because we went on a Sunday to watch Kaho Naa, Pyaar Hai, and the reactions were crazy, sir. Like these are the things, and this is the first time possibly I'm watching it on big screen because I was too young to watch it on silver screen. But this is what happens when. This is that scene. I'm telling you, like, it's been 25 years, but the film feels so fresh. Sir, I know that Rohit and Raj are two different human beings. I know it over the last 25 years of watching it, and I don't know how many people will believe it. Every time Amisha's Sonia looks at him and feels that this is Rohit only. He's just pretending to be. I have believed her. I feel the same, that maybe beh ke chala gaya hai body. These are the things that come to your mind because we've grown up. How do you manage to do that? 25 years, I know the ending. And I'm still saying that this is what I will go and watch and believe.
So that is the conviction which you make a film with. I still remember that when people were seeing Kaho Naa, Pyaar Hai, they always thought कि end जो है वही होना है कि they'll be brothers or something. या बच के निकल गया है, वो बच गया है. But that didn't happen. And that was the clicking point of the film.
On Kaho Naa, Pyaar Hai, Hrithik sir has said that, I would have come to it much later, but because we are talking about Kaho Naa, Pyaar Hai, it's an emotion. I don't think that kind of overnight stardom has happened to anybody before or after. We met him for an informal chat and I remember telling him, nobody took me to the movies to watch it, but they took me to Netaji Indoor Stadium when you guys had come to do a stage show and there was Stampede. All that I remember is Bhagdar. And I remember all my cousins who were Shah Rukh Khan fans, Salman Khan fans, all of these people, they suddenly switched to being Hrithik Roshan fans, And I think he was also the only actor who got like the best debut actor male and the best actor male in the same year.
Same.
You have seen struggle in your life. This was the point where it was a bigger challenge because you were launching your son. there was a point where you said that you had mortgaged everything for him. How much of a nervous wreck were you, and what was your reaction when you saw these kind of responses?
So the first of all, I didn't make it as my son's film. He was an actor in the film, and Amisha was an actress in the film. So I, as a filmmaker, wanted to make a good film, a good romantic film. So I went all out to make a good romantic film because I had never made a romantic film. Before that, I made Koila, then before that, Karl Arjun, then King Uncle, and then Kishan Kanhaiya, then Khun Bariwaan, Khud Garz.
Yes.
So I had never tried a romantic film. So I said, let me go all the way. And I always felt that in romantic films, if you have good locations and it gives you a different vibes when you're seeing the film. But when the movie got over, then the father instead grew. That I made the film now, and I hope audience likes it. Even if he doesn't like, they should like Hrithik's work, and he should get work. And he won't believe then that before the release, I showed it to many filmmakers to see Hrithik's work, not the film. And they saw Hrithik's work and they signed him. So one assurance was
Subhash Ghai was one of them.
Subhash Ghai, Vidhu Vinod Chopra, then Karan Johar, and then Khalid Mahmood, Fiza,
Mission Kashmir, Kabhi Khushi Kabhi Gum, and Yadein.
Yeah. So they all have started shooting. Fiza had started shooting also. So one thing was there that where Hrithik is concerned, he's on a safe ground. But never knew this will happen after the release. But that's God's giving.
Yeah. I think you've also struggled so much in life. When you see that entire series, it delves into the kind of struggles and challenges that you have faced as a human being on a much human level, right? When you were an actor, many actors didn't want to work with you, you said it. Then you became a producer, you couldn't taste success. So success actually evaded you for a really, really long time. It tested your time and patience. I think God gives you were crying and yelling to God. I think God has given you as success as a director, and He's made sure that He could see the success from the very beginning, and I think it happens. Like when parents pray, the kids get that prayers answered, right? But I want to ask you this, that you're talking about these kind of films. There's an interview of Subhash Ghai who has gone out and said that when he was planning Yadein, Hrithik sir was supposed to be in a much smaller, like a supporting role. But when Kaho Naa Pyaar Hai happened, the whole film actually revolved around his character. That actually changed in a lot of other films as well.
Yeah, that's why those films didn't do well. Maybe they didn't stick to the story.
Oh, if you would have been there, you would have still stuck to the same story.
So what happens is that you sign an actor, thinking that he's a good actor, but your story is on the 2-3 daughters and the father.
Yeah.
I'm talking about
Yadein.
But when you see that the hero has become such a big star, that you tend to change your story and bring the star in the story, which is not required.
Yeah.
So 2-3 films went wrong on this ground.
But have you ever gone wrong like that? Because Madhuri Dixit comes and tells in a part, I'm actually going to speak about the series so much because I've loved it. There's a part where Anil Kapoor sir is coming and telling you that मैं ये करूँ वो करूँ, and you're like, हाँ जो भी बोला ठीक है, but जो जैसे मैंने बोला वैसे कर. So you've been that person, right? And Amisha said that Preeti Zinta said, I think, that cut it जब बोलते हैं तब ठीक नहीं है, जब cut बोलते हैं तब ठीक है. So these are nuances of you that your actors understand and they respect you because of you helping them, right? Not many directors are actors. You have been that. So do you feel like you didn't get your credit as an actor? Because if you're a good actor, if you're helping the actors understand, do you feel that you didn't get the right chances?
Maybe that's what I said in the documentary also. Maybe I couldn't express myself better. But when I direct actors or when I write my screenplay, I write according to me that what I would have done in this scene, and then I get it the work from the actors. I tell them, you don't copy me, but this is what I want. So it becomes very easy for the actors to understand what I want. Because when I was an actor, cut नहीं एक और लेते हैं, मतलब क्या चाहिए आपको? यार नहीं यार वो बात नहीं आई है, कुछ कुछ एक और करके देखते हैं. They couldn't explain what they wanted.
What was wrong? Yeah.
What was wrong. But here I can explain to them.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. But when you talk about Hrithik sir and Kaho Naa, Pyaar Hai, your wife has come and said that she used to be torn between the two of you because of disagreements, right? And Amisha told me that there was a particular scene where अंडे वाला सीन था and तुम्हारे हाथों से खाऊंगी वाला scene where you guys had a really bad fight, and she said that he was so good with budgeting. He knew that the whole crew is working, it's everybody's worth everybody's time and everything, money, so he never used to waste time, and he would not call for pack up. He would shoot endlessly, but that day he got so angry and he just told us pack up, and we realized that something has gone wrong. How many times has these kind of disagreements happened between the father and son as artists?
So you see what happens is, our actor has his own way of interpreting things. I, as a director, want the actor to interpret the dialogues in such a way. But there is sometimes with all the actors, not only with Hrithik, even with the music director and the singers, sometimes they are not able to sing that kind of what the music director wants. So we have to adjust sometimes. Sometimes we have to see that no, what the actor is doing is not correct. He is not understanding what I am trying to say. So the friction happens. But it is all for the good.
Absolutely.
It is not for ego कि मैं बोल रहा हूँ, कि वो बोल रहा है, कि उसका ego है, मेरा ego है. It's not like that. It is all a joint work. To make a film is always a collective work.
Yeah.
It is not.
But कौन सा ऐसा scene था जहाँ पे you got hurt because of the fight? There would be moments where you would feel.
No, there was no hurt or something. There's father बेटे के बीच में और दो actors के बीच में और producer और director और actor के बीच में, you can't get hurt.
There are times where in the series also, Hrithik sir says that there used to be massive arguments, and there were two other people, I'm forgetting their name, who said that there used to be major disagreement sometimes over the music. And then it would be like Rajesh ji is having a particular, because he's also headstrong, Rakesh ji is headstrong, and then Hrithik would come and try to pacify, but he's also headstrong, so his opinions would come on the table. And Lucky sir was singing that song and all of that. There was a commotion creating that song, which has become iconic today. Why don't you tell us about what happened?
No, see, what I had seen the visuals. I had gone to New Zealand, I had seen the location. So I wanted certain kind of interlude music to take some shots. And that was not blending with the song. So I told Rajesh, no, you have to put this, because I want to take this particular shot. So even Hrithik didn't understand at that time, because he had not seen the location. So when I go to Rajesh with the music for music situations, I have mostly seen all the locations of the film. And then I go and inspire them कि ऐसा है, ऐसा झरना बह रहा है, ऐसे माउंटेन्स हैं, ऐसे स्नो क्लैड माउंटेन्स हैं, ऐसे रास्ते हैं, मैं ऐसे शॉट लूँगा, बलून में शॉट लूँगा, ऐसे शॉट लूँगा. So I try to inspire them, and then they also get inspired and they make music for my film.
But ये solve कैसे हुआ? मतलब how did you come to terms with making that song? Because there were disagreements over ना तुम जानो ना हम.
क्या है, उस वक्त temporary होता है, and then next day everything is fine,
There were also two massive incidents and episodes in your life, one which you discuss, which is on a very personal level. There was a point when the gunshot episode happened, when somebody shot at you. Your son was almost ready to give up acting because it was because of his success, and he kind of related to that. How difficult was the situation at that point at home?
It was a difficult situation because we never expected that this sort of a thing will happen. It all happened all of a sudden. Even I was not even aware of anything or any demand from anybody about anything. It just happened.
क्या हुआ था actually?
Actually तो मैं बता नहीं पाऊँगा अभी because लेकिन जो भी हुआ ठीक नहीं हुआ था, and these things should not happen.
Where did it hit you, sir? The bullet.
The bullet. Actually, I ducked 4 bullets, which they were firing from in front. And my car moved ahead, and from the side they shot me. So the bullet hit me here. It came out from here, it went into my chest, just below the heart. But I didn't know that I was shot.
Oh, you
Till
didn't.
I went to the police station to report. And when I went to the police station, I saw my shirt was
Bleeding, yeah.
bleeding, I could see the blood. But I didn't know it had gone to the heart. So when I went to the hospital and removed my shirt, my chest was bleeding. So and then when they did the X-ray and all that, they saw a bullet right inside just below the heart.
Baapre. How did you brave through those many hours without realizing?
But you see what happens sometimes. If the movie had not done well, maybe I would have been in a different frame of mind. करिए क्या हो गया या पिक्चर भी नहीं चली मुझे गोली भी लग गई और क्या. But where once the film is doing extraordinarily well, that pulls you out of all these mess.
Absolutely.
And you are on a different level.
Yeah.
So your mind is very strong. So you can overcome all these things.
Absolutely. Another episode that happened during Krissh was the whole
Hrithik snapped.
what actually happened. Like we only got to know. तब social media इतना नहीं था तो हमको सिर्फ पता चला था कि he's had a injury and he's had to go for a brain surgery right after, right?
No, not that. That was in Bang Bang.
Okay.
Not in Krissh.
Oh, so it was not because of that?
No.
Okay.
That it was happened that because I had taken the best stunt director, Tony Ching from China, who was the best in wire work in the world. For him also it happened for the first time in his career, he said, after doing 40, 50 films. That when Hrithik was going up about 80 feet, the wire was touching some pointed roof which cut the wire. And I could see that Hrithik was a little uncomfortable. He's trying to adjust something. But before I could get up from the chair to ask him, he fell.
From 80 feet?
From 80 feet. But luckily what happened that half an hour before, it rained in Singapore. So all the hotels, restaurants and all down, they opened the canopies. And the canopies are quite big, So he fell on the canopy, but inside the four square of the rods. So no rod hit him, nothing, he just fell. And after 5 minutes, we couldn't see him, but we only could see from down. I said, "Look, are you okay? Are you okay?" Then after 5 minutes, he just put his hand up and he said, "Okay."
But I want to know what went in your head in those 5 minutes, because that time you were not a filmmaker anymore, that time you were a father, right?
I thought that maybe what is written, can't do anything. But that moment I did feel that I should have make such films to take such big risk. Because whenever Hrithik was on the cable, on the wire, from one building to another building, nothing is in his hands.
Yeah.
Because people from down, he's hanging on a pendulum, on a crane which is 250 feet high. And people are controlling him from down. He's landing, especially, those people, 5 people who are handling the wire from down, or the wire work, has to see that he has to land correctly on the legs, on his feet. If they are wrong by 1 foot also, he could land on the knee and break his knee. Because the speed is so much that I had to shoot all his portions in 200 frames. Then only you can see Hrithik going. Otherwise, it's just great speed it is.
Yeah, Bapre. But he still did all the stunts on
And
his
did
own
all the
after
stunts,
that.
and before every stunt has to get scaled.
But even after that, he did all the stunts on his own.
Yeah, I told backup Hrithik, we'll shoot tomorrow. He said, "No, Papa, I'll give the shot again. Because if I fear today, tomorrow I will not be able to do it again." And then we completed the film, the whole film.
Yeah.
And then we made part 2 also.
Yeah, absolutely. Now coming to that, because I've been wanting to ask this, Sir, Krissh for कब बन रही है?
बस अभी हम, see what is happening is, our script is ready, but when we go to budget it, it is in a very high budget. So we cut off some portions. Okay, we will not do this, we will not do this. Then the script looks incomplete. So we are not able to balance So now we have come to certain understanding, and it might work now. So let's see.
So you are going to direct it.
I'm not very sure.
Why, sir?
I'm not sure. No, because you know what? One day I have to hand over the things. And if it is good that in my presence I can see the youngsters carrying forward the legacy of Krissh franchise, I think it is better.
Now, there are a few things that I want to ask you just quickly. In Krissh 4, so Jadoo is coming back and Rohit is also coming back, is what I've heard. It's a past, present, future kind of a story.
Should I open the script and read it?
No, you can. I don't mind. But is there a plan to get?
Everything will be there, but you will see and then.
But is there have you put a timeline to that? Like around this time we wish list?
I think by the end of this year we'll start.
Okay. Thank you so much, sir. There are many more things that I really wish to ask you, but I think we are running out of time. But I just want to tell you that I will start off with how I will end with how I started. That your family has given us so many memories, so many movies, and then whenever we keep meeting sir also, Hrithik sir, I keep telling, everybody tells him this, that. I only learn two things. Sir, please do more interviews, and sir, please do more films. I will say the same to you. Because there are very few people left from this generation who are going to be as authentic in conversations. You know, because you guys speak from the heart. It's not like measured, which is why it's beautiful. Thank you so much for doing this, and hopefully, please start Krissh 4. It's from the child in me that I want to see Krissh 4 coming to fruition. Krissh 4, 5, 6, 10, 50, who knows?
No,
because,
will.
Thank you so much, sir.
Thank you.
South India's #1 travel brand. You know you are special when you're with GT Holidays.
Sell your used phone in 60 seconds on Dofy and get instant cash to upgrade.